This is pretty crazy. 24 weeks, 5%, 116 credit unions left. Welcome, everybody. My name is Michael, and today we're going to be celebrating with the Padron. I'm very excited. It is the first day that you can really feel that sun. It's cold. It's 41, 42 degrees, but you can feel it. Spring is around the corner. Spring is actually my least favorite season. I love fall, pumpkin spice lattes. The leaves are changing. You got Thanksgiving, plenty of excitement around the corner. There's going to be a Christmas and winter. It's just there. And the weather is, for the most part, all right. I actually really love when it rains. I love when it rains in the spring. But I kind of care less about everything else that happens in the spring. Although the one good thing is the days are getting longer, so that's very exciting. But yeah, I don't know. Summer is all right for me. Winter is one of my favorite seasons, and Thanksgiving is my favorite season. Yeah, there we go. Fall is my all-time favorite season. It's just very exciting. So with that said, Western Governors University. This is the university that I've signed up for my bachelor's. I am extremely excited because this is an online school that does three things. One, it's accredited, and it's not going to be a diploma mill, but you can accelerate rather quickly, and that's the main goal. That's why I'm going there. Number two, also very important, I would say equally as important, is the fact that it costs, well, it depends on how you estimate your total cost of tuition, because with the Western Governors University, if you're accelerating, you're going to be just counting, let's say, 1 term, 2 terms, 3, 4 terms, right? Instead of 8 terms. And that is very exciting. So it's per term the cost, where if it's going to cost you, let's just say $8,000 or $10,000 to finish your school from one school, and the second one's going to cost you $40,000, maybe even an Ivy League where that's $40,000 a year, or medical school, it definitely gives you an idea. Now, yeah, you're not going to medical school or any of the crazy, I guess you can do law with Western Governors University, but it's probably better to pick a different school. The two things that are probably the best for Western Governors University is IT and computer science. Someone who already has been working in their industry and is able to just easily pass through the courses. They want a degree just to have that little check mark. And the other is for business, for marketing, for sales, for whatever you're actually, for entrepreneurs. Who are you? Where are you planning to go in the next 5-10 years? And do you need a degree to go there? If yes, or if the potential is there that it can help, Western Governors University is probably the best. Now, if you're going for, there's plenty of other degrees, but I'm sure there's a lot better avenues for that. Western Governors University is not the greatest school in the world, of course, and it doesn't work like a normal school. Even if you ace everything, you're just going to come out with, if you were to go on to a master's degree or go to another school, a better school, it would come out as like a 3.0 GPA, even if you were to pass everything, because it's pass-fail. That's it. You fail it, there's no grades. It works different. It's for people who are working, who don't have a lot of time, who want to go back to school, or maybe it's their first time going to school, and they want to accelerate to save on time, save on money, get right into the workforce, maybe upgrade their position in the workforce, or just provide stability for their career in the future. And that's kind of why I chose it. The first thing is, just as equally as important as cash, how much money is going for it, it's that time. It's the fact that if you're a working professional, unless you're doing at night or weekends or whatever, where even in my position, I'm not able to do that because, well, I work on Saturdays and we work some weeks 60 plus hours a week. So that is a lot of time where if you're doing night school, there's some days in car sales where, yeah, you're just not going there because you're supposed to get out at 8. Sometimes the latest I've ever returned home was 1 a.m. A couple times at 12 or 11. So kind of 9, 10 is more normal if someone's actually, clients staying and you're going to go through that sale. But as people like me, we can't go to school any other way because that's just impossible. So my Sundays, such as today, later I'm going to try and study and pass a test, and hopefully that's going to give me a couple more credits. If I don't, well, I feel pretty confident in this. We have 2 more units, part of the first 4 courses that were chosen. There's 36 courses in total, and I have completed supposedly 5% right now, which lines with the math, because if you're looking at the credits, if you're looking at how many courses there are, it's right there. As long as I keep passing, I can't most likely do it in 6 months in a term, because that's just crazy. I have to do this full time, where I'm not even able to dedicate. I'm able to dedicate as much time as there needs to be, Jesus, for finishing the courses, but what's recommended, I'm actually unable to do that right now. I'm not able to put 20, 30 hours, maybe 15, 20 hours, and for right now, that's working. But again, it's tough to base it off of just 2 courses, which I think were very easy, and now it's going to be slightly tougher, so we're actually going to dedicate probably 5 to 6 hours today just for this one class. If I had more time, I got to relax on Sundays a little bit from the work week. If I had a little bit more time, I would try and attempt both to just get that out of the way. But my main goal is to finish within either 2 or 3 terms. That's it. Worst case scenario, 18 months. We're talking just a little over 5 figures. However, with student loans, with FAFSA, the Pell Grant covered almost everything for my first 6 months. My first term was almost covered entirely by the Pell Grant. And that's the third reason, is your FAFSA. In this case, yes, you're looking at cheaper universities, and it's all related to money. But what if you don't even have money? And what if you have a bad credit score and you can't get private loans? Well, this is where you need to depend on FAFSA and, subsidized, unsubsidized loans from FAFSA with the Pell Grant and Western Governors University. Since it costs so low from that second point, the third point, you're almost entirely covered. Only like $500 or $550 remain, and part of that was the book fee, whatever. So it's still not a lot of money. Of course, if need be, I would pay that, but I did take out extra student loans because that was at 6%, and I've got some other stuff that I needed to buy, and other loans that are much higher percentage. So why not? Of course, I'm going to take something low interest to pay off those higher interest loans, and upgrade my computer for school and give me a little bit more relief, less stress, right? So more time to focus on school. But there's also that final step you can do to get past and have it 100% for free. It's because they divide it up per year, right? The Pell Grant and student loans and everything. So if I finish in 2 terms, the Pell Grant is going to be for this and the next term. But there's final step is the scholarships. There's plenty of Western Governors University scholarships, and outside of there's so many scholarships for $500, $1,000, $1,500 from random companies that want to get their marketing out there, that want to support the community, that want to get tax benefits. It's a great thing because, again, going back to point 2, since it's so low of a cost compared to so many other schools where, yeah, you'd get student loans, but how much would that really help you if you still end up owing $10,000 plus? Like, I want to go to Arizona State University, but ASU online, also same deal. You're not going to accelerate as quickly. It's going to be longer, but it costs so much. It costs $20,000 a year. That's $80,000. And if I'm able to get my entire degree for going, FAFSA and all the Pell Grants and scholarships, potential for scholarships, if it costs me $10,000 to get a bachelor's, at Arizona it's going to cost me $80,000. Am I really going to get a job that is going to pay me more because one school is, the other school is just a little step higher than that, but it's not a great, Arizona State University, it can be a good school, but it's not a great school, It's not going to be like, wow, your employer is not going to care from either or. And for people like me who kind of messed up a couple classes back in junior that screwed up my GPA, and now you either go the community college route or you could go Western Governors University, just knock out that bachelor's and then move on to a master's or at a better school, or continue your education somewhere else. It's going to be actually cheaper than community colleges in some places, because locally here, I was looking at community colleges, and again, you'd have to drive there and that costs you money. It still doesn't make sense, because the local community colleges around here, I think after everything, would be like $2,000 or $3,000 more per year than Western Governors University, and it would take me a lot longer. So there's just a lot of good going on. The only thing is I don't have much time to do to work, but I'm going to try and finish as many courses as I can, at least half of them. That would be nice. Maybe 20 would be a nice goal, actually a little bit more. So I know that the final paper I have to turn in, I'm going to have a lot of time for that, hopefully next year. But that's the plan. We chose Western Governors University because it was one of the top schools. There was also Southern New Hampshire University recommended for total cost of your scholarship. Of your bachelor's degree. your the ease for people who are working and they have limited time and they might have limited funds and just not the best past academic history. These are the schools that you're able to get into. You're able to pay it off, you're able to accelerate, you're able to get out, and that's it. Move on with your life. Stay at your job, get upgraded in your job, have that stability, move on with a master's degree, go for that different industry, different job, dream job that you've always wanted, do whatever. So that's my goal. It'd be nice to get that scholarship, so it's going to be 100% free for this term. So the final thing is, I love Padron. It's so smooth, and this is how I like to relax in the sun. I can't wait for it to actually get warmer, a little bit warmer. I'm going to head down to Evanston, just relax by the beach. So the end goal is, if I'm able to complete this and potentially do a master's at Arizona State University, which is a slightly better school, but more expensive, and ultimately, it's going to help with job security a little bit, but not by that much. I think the master's at Western Governors University may be looked down more upon. That's just perception. It still has its value, but a bachelor's at Western University, and whatever you're doing at Western Governors University, your path. So your path is going to be completely different than mine. But ultimately, I'm taking a bachelor's in business administration and management. I do want to become a manager, whatever field I will be in for the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. If I stay in car sales, becoming a finance manager, that'd be the end goal. And if I'm able to get that degree, it's going to secure that position even more. So, and, I'll get to learn more about managing and how to actually lead and problem solve with team situations, and there's a lot that can go wrong in business, right? So whether you're going to be starting your own company or working for somebody else or both, I think it is important at the end of the day. It came to a point where I dropped out of school previously, and I realized if I did a couple things differently back then, I would never need a degree. But I didn't. I lost a lot of money at the time, and since I wasn't able to grow that even further and actually invest in, buy a house and whatever, then the other strategy is, at a certain point in time, you just have to have that bachelor's, and I want to complete it as fast as possible while still going about it at a good pace, because if you're accelerating too quickly and you don't study the material and you fail the tests and you got to retake, that slows you down. I don't want to do that. I want to do this the right way, but also, why waste 4 years at a traditional college where I've been to different universities in Poland, and I hated the traditional college. I hate traditional school. It's boring. It takes up a lot of time, and there's a lot of just fluff. There's fluff classes. I don't care. I need something for business. I don't care about, I mean, personally, me, I love history, but I love learning history by myself, just in my free time. I don't care on taking tests about all this random history in English, and back then it was Polish, and these classes that just won't help me in business. Give me business stuff. And math a little bit, I understand that. But if you're taking a business bachelor's and you got to learn science classes, what do you mean? What do you mean? Ethics, I never really cared, but I understand why some of these classes are there. But again, Western Governors University speeds it up. And I don't care what the reputation of the school may be, as long as it's not a diploma mill. Like, it's embarrassing if you're going to Phoenix University or DeVry or whatever. But I've also had clients that went to DeVry here in Illinois, and they're manager positions at good companies and making good money, $100,000, $200,000. So ultimately, it's whatever you make of it. There's people out there, even with those diploma mills, that are able to ultimately get very good jobs. And part of that is you don't need a degree to get a very good job. You just need to be a hard worker, and that degree always solidifies the case, but it's like cherry on top, right? So anyways, made this a little longer, but I have just completed my third course, my second OA assessment. Man, I'm like stressed out. Like, I honestly thought I failed. Like, this is me every single time for whatever reason. Doing it through WGU, doing it online, I have this weird thing where it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm double guessing everything, and it just said, boom, I just completed that test in like 20 minutes. I didn't have to study a lot. This is probably the one I reviewed the most. I did certainly the most reviewed, because the first one I just kind of went into it. This was a course, one of the two courses that I did take the PA, the pre-assessment, and passed. I took it again on this one and passed even better. And we just passed. Now we have the toughest course of the 4 that were given. And this one we're going to have to study a lot more. So probably next Sunday. But here it is. That is that. 23 weeks. This went down because I barely have any time, right? Only like 1 or 2 days per week. But 9 competency units completed, 3 remaining. 113 competency unit CUs left. We have completed 7%. We're about to be complete with 1 out of 10, hopefully soon. And the goal is to be somewhere right around here. We have 23 weeks left. If we do 1 of these per week, that means I can complete 23 of the 36. Now, I'm going to probably not do anything the last week. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay, honestly, for the amount of time that we had to put into this, not bad. Only this, where even that is right on the line. I don't know how much I'm able to film. Obviously, I don't want to get in trouble. So just taking a look at what I had to review, it was something that I actually haven't watched any videos, any content for. So, wow, no duh. Except I didn't need to because that obviously didn't have a lot of weight. So, whew, that takes a lot of stress off my shoulders. And now we just want to relax. And I'm going to get started on the videos for the next course. Let's get as much information as we can. I did not pass the pre-assessment for that. I was close to, but it tells you exactly what you need to study for that. And that's what we'll begin with. Then we'll go over, there's a Facebook accelerators group, what you need to do and tips and advice. And there we go. So far, honestly, I've barely put any work into this, and I'm very excited. 7% done. This is perfect for someone like me. Now, there's plenty of people out there who will fail, who will not be able to, and that's because they don't have enough work experience, or, some of these are kind of logical, I guess, but not everybody's really good at this stuff. They're better at other stuff. The stuff that I'm really worried about is the math portions. I suck at math. And that's later on. So after I complete this next course, we got HR, which should be easy. So wish me luck. Have a good one. See ya.